Hey guys, today I decided to talk about Facebook 3D photo, and I think it's a bit underrated, so I'm gonna show you why it should not be so underrated, and I'm gonna show you why it's actually really good stuff. So as you probably know, Facebook 3D photo is when you upload a 2D picture alongside the depth map, and you get something like this. When you move the mouse around, you have this 3D sensation. Okay, so basically Facebook 3D is able to fill the occlusions that occur whenever the point of view changes. So you can clearly see it under the Marilyn's plate. So you have some blurring. There's some blurring. You can see it here. Okay. So of course, people are gonna complain. So no matter what you do, people are gonna complain. They say, "Oh, it's blurry. The background should be rendered correctly. You should be able to see this guy pants clearly, not some blurry stuff." But I'm going to show you that actually it's pretty good. And to do that, I'm going to go into Wiggle Maker. So Wiggle Maker, the input is a 2D image and a depth map, and you get like a wobble. Okay, so let's take the image. Let's load up the depth map. Okay, so let's compute the frames. So here it's a pretty big picture, so it's going to take a while. You really want to reduce the size, really. I'm going to start the animation, but this is not what I want. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to choose inpainting method for occlusions, none. That way there's no inpainting. Update, and then go back and recompute the frames. Okay, so the depth map has shown up, so now it's done, so I can start the animation. And here you can see that because the depth map is not 100% correct, it's not super faithful to the object boundaries, you get this effect. Okay, and this lady, you can see so the black stuff is whatever is supposed to be inpainted. Okay, so the black stuff is what's supposed to be inpainted. And here, if I focus on this lady here, okay, this lady in the back with the blonde hair, you can see that the depth map is not completely correct near the boundary of that object, of that lady. So you get the blonde hair in the background. So if you use any inpainting scheme that's not too clever, that blonde hair is gonna show up in the inpainting, and it's gonna look pretty awful. So that's no good. Same thing here. Marilyn's hair, the dress, you get some violet in the background. This guy, same thing, he get his hair goes to the background. This guy, that guy here, you get his ear in the background. So whenever you inpaint with using regular means, it's gonna be pretty awful. So now let me stop that. Now let's go to, by the way, I forgot to show you the depth map. Let's do that right now. So this is my image. This is the depth map. This depth map was obtained using Midas version 3. And I've made many videos about Midas, so check them out, it's very good. But the problem is that the depth map is not, if I do the depth map is not super accurate at the boundaries. Okay, so that's a bit of a problem. But anyways, let's go into what Facebook does, because Facebook gets the same input. So let's go into Facebook. Okay, so if you look at the lady in the back with the blonde hair and you wiggle around with your mouse, you see that there's no blonde hair showing up in the background, or some lighter colors showing up in the background. Same thing with Marilyn. You don't see that. You get some blurring, but the blurring is relatively dark, and it's not too jarring. It could be better, but it's not jarring. Okay, so near the plate that she's holding, or the record I should say, again, it's not too jarring. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that Facebook, when it receives that depth map that you input, doesn't take it at face value. It actually does some its own segmentation, so that it can separate the foreground objects. It can separate the foreground objects from the background stuff. So there's some segmentation going on, which means that the depth map is actually changed, and it's actually doing a very good job at the segmentation. Otherwise, you would see some of this. You would see some of that lighter shade coming from that lady in the background. So this is why I say that Facebook 3D photo is quite underrated. I think it does an excellent job. Try any software that tries to get synthetic views from a 2D image and a depth map, and you will see so many artifacts when the depth map is not 100% correct. You can try my stuff. You can try SPM. I'm sure you can try anything else. There's only one that's kind of good, and that uses AI. It's that 3D photo inpainting. I will give the link to a video I made about it right now. So it should show up upper right. So you can click on that. But the problem with 3D photo inpainting, I mean, if you're doing lenticulars, the problem with it is that in the videos that are produced, which contain the synthetic frames, no matter what you do, the background is will not move, and the foreground will move, which means that, and there's no way to control that, which means that when you print your lenticular and you put it under the lens, the stuff in the background will always be sharp, focused. The stuff in the foreground is going to be quite blurry. So when you do lenticular, that's not really what you want. So for the purpose of lenticular printing, 3D photo in painting, even though it's great, is not really suited. So that's a bit of a snag. I mean, it's a snag, but it does work. I mean, I've made lenticulars using 3D photo in painting, and I made a video about that, and I'll give a link to that video right now. It will show up upper right. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop right around here, and once again, I really like Facebook 3D photo. I really like what Team Facebook has done with that 3D option. I think it's great. I wish we could just save those views, especially along the horizontal. Save those views here. Then I could print my lenticulars in peace. But yeah, I don't think you can precisely. I don't think you can precisely. Plus the size of the image is not that large, so I don't know. Maybe for small lenticulars you can do it. Anyway, I think I'm going to stop here. So if you like this kind of content, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'm gonna make more, many more. Alright, bye.